My name is Maria. I converted to Islam 1 year ago. I'm from Boulder, Colorado. I was born here. I went to school here my whole life. Both my parents are actually from South Africa. They immigrated here. Neither of them is religious. They are both atheists, so they don't believe in God. I have one brother. He is studying music at the University of Colorado. He is Catholic, so he is not Muslim either. Before I converted, I didn't believe in God. I didn't really have a religion. I didn't really have a faith, I guess you could say. I kind of grew up with what my parents taught me, so I didn't really believe in God. I didn't believe in really any religion at all. If we talked about religion, we kind of talked about it almost negatively, I guess. Before, I didn't really see religion as a good thing. I thought it was something that caused a lot of problems, like wars in the world and stuff. I viewed it as mostly negative. I guess I first learned about Islam about 2 or 3 years ago. I was dating this guy from Pakistan. Actually, I don't endorse dating and stuff before marriage. Prior to Islam, I didn't know that. And so it was the first time I opened up to Islam. I was more open to learning about it and not to think about it negatively. I really didn't know anything about it at all. So after talking to him and talking to a few other people, I started to gather more facts. I bought an English copy of the Quran that I started reading. When I met my fiancé, we didn't really talk about religion. I didn't think about him in a sense of being a Muslim or being very religious. I guess I just thought of him as being really noble and kind-hearted person. He was one of the best people I had ever known. He had such a good character. He was really kind to everybody. He was never mean to anybody, even if he didn't like them, you know? He would be nice to them. He would never look at you straight in the face and be mean to you. The reason that I really chose Islam, when I really decided that it was going to be the right thing for me, was that guy I was dating from Pakistan, and we were engaged for a long time. He was my fiancé at the time I was going to school in Arizona, and he was coming to visit me. He was driving from Boulder to Arizona to come and visit me, and he was actually killed in a car crash. And that was my first real experience with death, and that was what really inspired me to look more into Islam, because I just knew that there had to be more to him than just dying. He just couldn't die. There had to be a reason, not even a reason. There had to be something like a higher power that was dictating it. So I read the Quran, and I read a lot of books, and I talked to a lot of people. And eventually, I remember one day I was reading the Quran, and it was maybe 2 months after he died. I was reading the Quran, and it all came clear to me. I just had this moment where it all made sense. Everything that I was reading, and everything that I knew, and everything about him, and everything about this whole situation. I just came to a point where I just knew that this was right. I guess the first time I said the Shahada, I was by myself. You know that point where I realized that everything made sense? That was when the first time I was by myself. That was when I first felt it. Later I did when I ended up talking about it with some of my Muslim friends. They convinced me to go to Denver because there is a sheikh from Denver that I went and talked to. I talked with him, and he kind of made sure that this is what I really wanted to do. He wanted to make sure that I wasn't doing it for somebody, that I wasn't doing it for my fiancé. We talked about this, and I told him, yes, this is for myself. I said the Shahada with him and with 2 other of my friends as witnesses. I suppose that if I hadn't met my fiancé, I might not have learned as much about Islam as I did, and I might not have made my decision to convert as soon as I did. Now looking back at everything that happened, I think I still would have ended up converting if I had learned what I had.